when you're working on your bike, you should always use the tools that you take with your bike. For the inevitable thing that is going to happen is you're going to be out on the trail somewhere, something happens, and you don't have your garage, you don't have a toolkit, you don't have every foreseeable tool that you could possibly need on the trail somewhere. So I always try and use the toolkit that comes with a bike for every job, and if I find myself reaching for something that I've got in the garage rather than in my toolkit, I'll buy another one and take it with me. I would say a top tip there, use your toolkit that you've got on your bike for any job that you're doing. So, stick the valve cap out. There we go. So much easier letting your tyre out, to air down, airing your tyre down, taking that centrepiece out. So there's another tip for you. So I lost my valve removal tool, so I basically got an old flat drill bit and ground the centre out, and it fits perfectly on the caps now. I have ordered another one, it's not arrived. It's not going to be a showstopper. Let's got the air out. Let's see how this bead breaker works. Right. Okay. So I'll just bring this up to show you. So it sits on, I'm just guessing, leave a little bit of a gap either side, a little bit closer to that side. But I'm guessing just crank it on, knock that bead off. I've got the levers with me over there, whip the tyre off and we'll see what these new handlasts are like on it. After fumbling around with the bead breaker for a while, I did eventually figure out how it works. The instructions were in Chinese, which is unfortunate because I don't speak Chinese. I also ended up modifying the breaker, which completely transformed how it works. I'll cover that off later in the video, so stick around. But for now, I'll leave my early attempts at using the breaker in the video. Wowzers. I thought that was going to be really easy. It's not. If I put it down on the floor, give it a go that way. It's gone a little bit more, but not as much as I was expecting it to go. And now I'm also thinking, how am I going to get this off without it absolutely annihilating my fingers? Oh dear. Well, only one way to find out. Maybe that clicks down there. I think it does. Please don't smash my fingers. Oh, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it. Don't put your fingers where you wouldn't put your... So, there we go, that's alright. That's quite handy, that. It doesn't just smash your fingers. Ooh. I'll just show you what I've just figured out there. So when you get to the point where you're stuck and it's not really going much further, just nip that down there. So you can move that little latch so it holds onto the shaft, onto the main body of this arm. And then all I did there was, rather than pulling that back and risking my fingers, I just give it a little knock and it just relieved the pressure. So I'd rather do that than smash my fingers to pieces. That's the bead off. A little bit trickier than what I thought it was going to be, but it's off. Now I just need to get the tyre off. So I've got the tyre off one side. I'm just going to rim protectors in, just whip them off quick. If you've got some, I'd recommend putting a little bit of tyre butter on your tyre when you take it off. It just makes it so much easier getting your levers in and out, and you're not binding up on the rubber so much. But getting it off from the next piece is basically just get it like that, and then give it the old knee. He says, okay, there we go, get it like that, knee on it, separated, easy as that, dead simple. I've actually got a really nifty trick for getting this fresh tyre on, so bear with me 1 second. So, for those that don't know, you can put a fresh tyre on with zip ties. And what we want to do is we want to go around the tyre with the zip ties, and what we want to get is the gap in here. It needs to be about 10 mil, 12 mil, almost touching together. I think if you can get your finger just doesn't fit in between the gaps, I think you're about right, and then it should slot straight onto the rim. So I'll get these zip ties banged on and then we'll give it a go. Now, when you're putting the tyre on the rim, make sure you put it on the right direction. So I know for a fact my sprocket needs to be on, as I'm looking at the bike, the left hand side. So tread pattern obviously pointing forwards, that's the right way. Where's a little yellow dot to line it up? There she is. Gotta line your yellow dot up with your valve cap. Job's a good one. Right, where's my tyre butter? Just in case. A bit of butter. Put it on the inside, on the outside. Makes a bugger all difference to the tyres. Right. Valve towards me. That there. They should. In theory, just go back straight on. Hang on a second. That is not going on there quickly. Let me reassess that and I'll bring you back. Kind of a shame I stopped recording there, because the minute I stopped, I just stood on the tyre and I snipped these two bottom zip ties off and she just popped straight on, literally 5-10 seconds. So let's give these zip ties a snip, get them back off. Bloody hell, I'm making a meal of this. It's only a zip tie, guys, come on. Bloody hell. Didn't come here to watch me struggle with zip ties, did you? So here we go. Right then, that's that one on. Now you're going to be thinking, how are you going to set the bead, Gaz? I've got another trick for you. Ratchet strap. What we want to do is we want to put it around the tyre, and all this is going to do is keep the bead seated enough so you can get that initial build of pressure in there to set the bead. Right, get in the middle somewhere, and then just crank it on. It doesn't have to be mega tight, just a little click, there you go. Right, valves there. Remember, still took the valve cap out of this, so it should set the bead quite quickly and easily, even with this old knackered foot pump, so we'll give it a go. There we go, there's one. There we go. Job's a good one. So now we can let the air out. And it'll still stay beaded, stay set. Where's the valve cap? There it is. Oh no, there it is. The old trusty little tool again. Put this back in. And then we can pump it up again. That's that on. Hey. On. We go again. That's about 30 psi. That'll do me, I think. Valve cap back on. Job's a good one. Let's put that right. There we have it. Good as gold. Ready to go. New tyre. Ready to hit the lanes. Back again, guys. So, just cracking a bead off on this one. Just give yourself a little helper, bit of WD. Chuck it in. Come on. Just about out on this can. So, chuck a bit in there when you've done the bead. Let that work. Can't speak. Let that work its way around. Stuff even there. Yeah, get somewhere with it now. Just little bits at a time. There's no need to rush. Just tooling. Oh, there we go. That's it. Popped off the bead. I'll just use my little tyre iron just to give it a little push. A little helping hand. Take that out, don't need that anymore. Just lay it down. There we go. Job's a good one. Alrighty, let's get this bad boy off. So now, if you're precious about your rims, I'd probably say don't do it how I'm doing it, but I'm not so precious about my rims because this bike gets thrown around off road, so the odd scratch here and there isn't going to be a world ender for me. I will say, because I've had a little bit of WD in there, I'm just going to give this a little wipe. Right then, let's get some zip ties. Some I prepared earlier, but let's give this another go, as I was trying to do before. And typically struggled in the first instance, but yeah, I can't get the lid off this. Oh, there we go. Only for the tyre to just drop on literally as I stop recording, so a little bit of tyre butter, just try and make it a little bit easier, because it did just pop on. I was just standing on it and then it just went. So let's try and do that again. Let's start with the valve side. I know I've got the valve in the right place then, or the tyre balance in the right place. Let's just push this on. Dead easy, dead quick. Recommend that. To be fair, I reckon if I'd put the other side of that tyre, that would have gone on like an absolute peach. But I didn't. I'll remember next time though. Right. Let's get the old ratchet strap on the go. Little links, you just want to, so it's the same as the rear one, just squash the tyre down. Let's get to pumping. Let's go again. Yeah, that was an ordeal. Tried popping the tyre back on using the old ratchet strap method around the tyre. That didn't work, so well, we got there. Showing some tenacity, but tried using the old ratchet strap method.
So unfortunately, I didn't check the battery levels on the mic, and the mic battery died. The receiver was still working on the top of the GoPro, so I could see it was still picking it up. But because I had a line in, it wasn't actually recording anything, and the GoPro wouldn't capture the sound. So I've messed up on that one, guys. So I apologise. One for me to tick off and learn from next time. So shouldn't have this issue again. So hold me accountable if it does. I'll be honest and open with you. We'll go from there. But yeah, so the ratchet strap method failed for me this time. It's been a tried and tested. I've used it pretty much every time, but this time would not happen. So what I basically did was took the ratchet strap off, and as you've seen on the video there, I pumped the tyre full of the lighter fluid and a little bit of penetrating oil in hopes to basically blow the bead back onto the rim. If you have a look on YouTube, you'll see plenty of videos about. You'll get the gist of what I've done, or what I did. Again, I didn't record it. I should have done, but I didn't. So yeah, filled it up with gas and the oil, and used a lighter, and it basically blew the tyre back onto the bead, so it sets it enough so that get the pump on, pump it up, and it inflates the tyre, holds the pressure. So we'll go from there. One for me to learn. I won't do it again. I'll capture it next time. You can see me failing miserably. But yeah, we'll go from there. But basically, tyres on. Just going to go through the fitting of it now. Getting it on the bike. Getting it all set. Get everything torqued back up. And yeah, get out on the trails. Looking forward to it. But I'll leave you with a video basically showing you me fitting a tyre back onto the bike. Doing the finishing touches. And we'll go from there. So next video, I want to get out on the trails local to me, around the Lake District. I'll give you a walk around of the bike and give you a review of the tyres. So hopefully, I'll see you out there on the trails if you're local to me in the Lake District. If not, I'll see you online. If you liked what you've seen, give us a like, give us a subscribe if you want to, and drop a few comments in there if you're going to give the ratchet strap method a go, or even the zip tie method on the next time you put some tyres on.
Sleep, yeah. Only miss you when I'm breathing in too deep, yeah. Am I just your little secret? I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It's me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave.